This is Cincinnati People.
A peek into the creative and curious side of Cincinnati.
From food to fun, entertainment, and so much more.
You'll find it right here.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Cincinnati People. Lauren Artino here with Catherine Nero. Catherine, we had a very busy weekend.
Ooh, I tell you what, Oktoberfest, you think every year it can't get better.
It does.
Oh, yes, it can. Just an amazing weekend. Great weather, great events, great beer, you name it.
Great food.
You know it.
The smoked kielbasa I had with sauerkraut on a split top bun was perfection.
Still talking about it.
So obviously, guys, you want to check out what we got into. I'm sure many of you were there this past weekend. And here's a look back at all the fun.
Well, it's a beautiful day. I'm drinking beer in the middle of the day. This is my job, and this is my hometown. It's great to be home having a beer.
100 dachshund are ready to be the fast and the furriest, vying for the title of the 2022 Running of the Wieners champion. Again, Randy, this one's coming down. Last year's champion, Leo!
Yeah, I mean, it's always so fun. It's a great way to start Oktoberfest, and getting to do something with him in the city is always fun. So we really enjoy it every year. We look forward to it. Yeah, exactly. It's like paradise. So,
Well, to me, there's a special feeling that comes from just drinking beer with your friends and family. You know, it's what beer is all about. Beer has this wonderful German word called Gemütlichkeit, which means kind of the warm, friendly, happy feeling that you get when you're enjoying beer.
The world's largest chicken hills in honor of Rich Wahlberg, a longtime media legend, if we're being honest, longtime chamber member. So you guys are the very first ones to enjoy the world's largest chicken. It's the Rich Wahlberg world's largest chicken dance. So right now, if you've got something in your hand, and I know you do because it's Oktoberfest, raise it to Rich, and we hope that this, his favorite event, can reach the masses and help his legacy live on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the cast of Hamilton!
My wife and daughter are in Munich at that Oktoberfest, but I'm here in Cincinnati at, to me, the best Oktoberfest in the world.
And switching gears, Catherine, okay, we visited University of Cincinnati's campus, actually a little bit off campus.
I've been driving by this building.
It's cool.
Wondering what's inside, and it is really impressive.
It is the 1819 Innovation Hub, and inside a bunch of cool stuff. I mean, we're talking about like a 3D printing facility. A lot of their community partners are inside there. You really got to go check it out. But for students specifically, there's an esports club. That's obviously very popular. We got to show all about it, and we went and checked out what they've got going on there. I got to say, one of the nicest facilities we've ever been to, at least so far. Take a look.
So this broadcasting studio is like my little baby. This is my favorite part. I like being the person behind the scenes at my desk. Watching other people play games is probably my favorite part.
So the Esports Innovation Lab is a space that is designed to celebrate our students academically, socially, and competitively. What we aspire to do is to create a safe space where gamers, no matter if you're a hardcore gamer or you're a complete novice, will feel comfortable, will feel safe, and will be able to celebrate your hobby and passions with friends, old and new alike.
Well, I usually use a space just to hang out with friends and play games together, but I also am a student worker here, so I do some other duties, some event planning, some minor IT work here in the building. I was really excited to hear about this space. We didn't really have anything like this before, so having this new development was really cool and really exciting to see come up.
In addition, the lab is the highest powered computer lab at the University of Cincinnati campus, and so it is a great space for academic learning, research, integrations. And we know esports and gaming touches the entire panorama of the professional industry, whether you're in business development, broadcasting, events, production, there is something to be learned from gaming and esports. And so the academic inclusions of that, this is a lab, a learning space to project all of that.
So I've actually been here since the inception of the idea. So I've been part of the club since 2019 as a member, and then starting 2020, 2021, I became an executive for the club. I'm the former vice president, and over the entire summer and the previous year, we've been ideating this space, and I actually got to see it grow from the ground up. It's a dream come true, basically.
Gotta be a lot of pride there.
Oh yeah, this is probably the one thing that I will remember from my college career forever.
So we have a large number of partners here in the CID, the Cincinnati Innovation District, many of whom are actual tenants in this building. So they've seen this journey from shell to finish. And the biggest question we always get is why? Why does the university care so much about gaming? Practically, we know that students who are involved in gaming are more likely to be STEM or STEM adjacent, which is a huge push for us in the working world today. We also know that students that are involved in organized gaming have a higher GPA than the campus GPA. So put bluntly, gaming as a whole just naturally aggregates a high-performing, intense, ambitious, and socialized group of individuals that we are so excited to introduce to the business world.
So basically in my major, I'm focusing on game design and production. So I am working on my IT minor. I'm getting like a game design certificate, like a little bit of everything. So something game related once I graduate is the plan.
Well, I think the future is definitely esports heavy. It's definitely coming up and getting bigger and more exciting, and a lot of new people are getting into it, me especially. 2 years ago, I was not really into gaming that much, so this is really new to me, and for a lot of people as well, other people.
this is going to be the first year that we actually have the club hosting events here. So all of our competitive teams are going to start practicing here and competing here, and that's so exciting. We've hosted a couple LANs so far, and I can only imagine how much bigger and cooler and how the production's just only going to increase over time. So I really want this to become a really awesome competitive space, but also a great community space as well.
The Reds Hall of Fame and Museum is known across baseball as the best team Hall of Fame in the entire country. And now that it's Hispanic Heritage Month, they've got a really cool new exhibit for you to see the Hispanic influence on not only Cincinnati baseball, but Major League Baseball in general. It's called Los Rojos, and a little bit earlier, we got a look.
We're standing in Los Rojos, an exhibit that studies the Latino impact on the Cincinnati Reds and on Major League Baseball. It's an annual exhibit in the museum. It's a space that we change out every year. And this year, we brought something new, a different color, a different look, and just a great different feel. And now in Hispanic Heritage Month, this is the perfect time to highlight what we're doing here. So 1869, the first professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, played against a team out of New York that had a player from Cuba on their team. So there's always been a connection to Latin America, and the Reds have been at the forefront of all of this, signing 2 players as early as 1911 to the Reds. So they became the first players of Latino descent for the Cincinnati Reds, and a great Cuban player by the name of Dolph Luque played in 1919 on our World Series team. So they have grown. So think about this, back in the 1860s, Cuban students would study in the United States, and then they'd go back to Cuba and they'd take the game of baseball they learned. We call them the apostles of baseball. And now it's come full circle because now 30% of Major League Baseball is made up of players of Latino descent. So they took the game back to their country, and it's become basically their national pastime, and now baseball is better because of that. When I look at this exhibit, I like the fact that we have included all the teams in baseball that wanted to contribute. So there are 11 different Major League teams that contributed a jersey, and we were able to represent them. So it's not just about the Reds, it's about all the teams. So you'll find jerseys, helmets, balls, contracts of players, even dating back to the 1800s here on display. So there's something for everybody. But highlighting our 8 Hall of Famers of Latino descent, and you can see their large images on the walls as you walk around here, highlighted mainly by Tony Perez, the big dog, one of the greats of all time, Big Red Machine, first baseman, on the wall here. That to me is what's special about this. The connection, what they have meant to the game and what they continue to do to improve the game as we know it. Yeah, the Reds Hall of Fame changes these exhibit space every single year. We plan to turn it over to a new exhibit next January, so come before the end of the year to make sure you can see Los Rojos. Tickets are only $12 for adults, they're $10 for students and seniors. Kids 12 and under are always free, and active military and veterans also free. So it's an affordable experience, Los Rojos and the rest of the Hall of Fame. When your visit to Los Rojos doesn't end at the museum, so we encourage people to go to redsmuseum.org where they can learn more about the Latino impact on the Cincinnati Reds in Major League Baseball, where we dive deeper into this wonderful story about how Latinos impacted the game and even helped with integration of baseball in general and made it more diverse and a better game today.
One of my very favorite buildings in all of Greater Cincinnati is the Cincinnati Observatory.
Beautiful place, and it's like tucked back there in Hyde Park, Mount Lookout area.
On Observatory, I mean, come on, as if maybe that's where he got it.
I think they did that on purpose.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, we made a trip there recently, and it's so beautiful, as Catherine mentioned. And they've got a lot going on this fall. Great time when it was clear skies and it's cooler nighttime weather. They said this is the perfect time to come out there and stargaze and look at the moon. They got a lot coming up.
Well, I mean, first when you drive up here, it's like stepping back in time. So we really pride ourselves on kind of giving this 19th century feel to the place. And working with this telescope is such a joy. But I think the best thing is getting people really excited, because I think a lot of people really like astronomy and really love talking about the stars, and they just need an outlet, they need an access point. And so we try to be as accessible as possible, make it as fun as possible, and get people really fired up about seeing through telescopes. I started as a volunteer in 1998 and then started on staff in 2000. So it is my honor to be a 20-year plus astronomer here at the observatory. Yeah, every day is so different because I work a lot of nights, of course, but there's a lot of daytime things as well. And I get to work with these gigantic telescopes like this beauty. This is the oldest telescope in the United States. And so my main job is education and getting people really excited and inspired about the stars. And for a lot of people, getting their first looks through a telescope. Sure, I mean, this is like the most amazing scientific instrument. 177 years old, made out of wood and brass. Everything was handmade in Munich, Bavaria, shipped over to Cincinnati, and it's been in service since 1845. And to have people be able to look through this telescope and think of all the generations of people who look through this telescope and seeing the stars, the planets, it's just a joy. And just the craftsmanship on this thing, the way it's put together is amazing. The way that it still works after 177 years is amazing. So it's a magical item, that's for sure. Yeah, so this telescope has a lot of nicknames. It's either the old one, the wooden one, or it's named after our founder, Ormsby Mitchell, so sometimes they call it the Mitchell telescope. By the way, we are looking for a new nickname for the telescope because telescopes often do have nicknames, so if you want to suggest a nickname for our telescope, send it over to us. Yeah, traditionally September and October are best weather months, so you have the best chance of getting clear skies and looking through the telescopes. And we have some amazing stuff. Saturn has been up in the sky starting this month. That's where you can see the rings and everything when you look through the telescope. It looks so amazing. It looks like a fake sticker that we put on the end of the telescope. But then in October, we have Jupiter joining us. And so Jupiter is the second best planet to look in a telescope, where you can see stripes, moons, and sometimes even the red spot. So we have tons of things coming up. A big special event on October 1st for seeing the moon, which also looks awesome in the telescope. And then October 7th is Jupiter night, and then lots of other cool things happen in October. Best way to sign up is on our website, cincinnatiobservatory.org. You can see all the events, including online classes. So if you're not in the area, you can always join me for an online class about astronomy. And anything that you sign up for in the nighttime, Saturn and Jupiter should be featured. So it doesn't have to be just on those nights. You can sign up for one of the other nights, and all fall we'll see Saturn and Jupiter.
Thanks for joining us here on Cincinnati People, and don't forget, the fun doesn't stop here. The Kroger Wellness Festival is back. It is happening this weekend, the 23rd and 24th, and I like to call it Healthy Halloween. Come with a big old bag. You've got so many freebies to get. It's amazing.
Oh, I love that. Carrie Underwood, Eli Young Band, we've got music, we've got
Abby Wambach will be there.
Oh my gosh, yes, Glennon Doyle, right? So much going on. We have a jam-packed fall for you guys. You don't want to miss the Kroger Wellness Festival. We'll be back week after next.
See you next time on Cincinnati People.